What is education? Education is defined as learning or studying existing knowledge and cultural legacy. It is a fundamental human right accessible to all genders. Across the world, education is viewed as a necessity, yet millions of women remain illiterate because of poverty, social stigma, discrimination, lack of resources, and much more. With the right skills, knowledge, and self-assurance, a well-educated woman is capable of managing both her personal and professional lives. Welcome to the Resilience 30 Women Awards 2022 by Hapa and Shanghai Media on Hapa TV, where extraordinary stories of women are shared. The Resilience 30 Women Awards was created to celebrate women who deserve recognition of strength, courage, and resilience. Their perseverance, determination, and ability to bounce back from the recent global pandemic is a compelling value that must be recognized and celebrated. I'm Jennifer Ong. My guest today is the founder of ACE Adventure Education Group with a network of schools under her belt. Dwi Emas International School, Sri Emas International School, and MIT STEM International School. She is also the Kuala Lumpur chapter president for the Women of Global Change. Her schools and teaching methods have been recognized by one of the most prestigious education institutions, the Cambridge University Students' Union, 6 years in a row. Let's welcome Anne Tham, Group CEO and founder of Dwi Emas International School. Welcome back to the show.
Yes, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to come back here.
Yeah, so a lot have changed, a lot have, I've heard so many stories ever since I spoke with you, I think about 2 years ago. So tell me what has changed? What have, what are new things?
Well, actually, the 2 years was just horrific for us, yeah. Because no teacher has ever been, teachers are not trained to deliver through the camera. And we had such limited resources, like you're having like these tiny cameras for the computers, right? And you have to deal with 40 students and you have to manage that. And they're online and you're, with your camera and you. So it was really hard.
And this has never happened before in the education. Not even, especially not here in our country for sure.
Well, the thing was we were getting prepared actually for the haze. You see, because of the haze that occurred every year, we got ourselves ready to actually pivot online.
Right.
So instead of dealing with the haze, we end up dealing with the pandemic, right? So actually the day of the pandemic, we ended up pivoting right onto online straight away, the first day itself.
Wow.
We were, yeah.
Right. And 18th of March, that was the first day. Wow. Okay.
And we went online.
Right.
So the whole school went online. And it wasn't just a matter of, okay, we come in, tell you to do, and you sit down and do your homework. The whole school was running the whole day online. So we didn't realize that most schools got kind of stuck with how to handle the kids and how to handle the whole thing of the kids are not in school. So that was one of the things that we had to deal with, and it was really overwhelming for our teachers.
Right.
Yeah, because we have a curriculum that's very strong dealing with the kids face to face, right? And suddenly now you have to deal with them with that kind of level of connection and rapport through a camera, which is who has been trained to do that?
That's right. Was there a lot of resistance coming from the students? Were there a lot of resistance coming from parents and what about teachers?
Actually, no. Everybody just jumped on it. It's just like the frontliners. They just went at the pandemic, regardless of whether they were tired or not. My teachers just went on it and did whatever they could. And thankfully, the parents were very appreciative and so were the students.
Good.
That was because they heard from their friends how the other schools were doing it, right? Some schools started off like giving instructions on Monday, gave the kids all the work, what instructions, what to do, and nothing happened for a whole week.
Right.
Yes.
But it was a nightmare. I'm sure, all of you who are listening in, it was a nightmare for parents, right? To get, our children on the screen, like, oh my God, are they learning? It's sitting from morning to late afternoon every single day for 2 years. That was, I take my hat off to the students, to be honest, and to the teachers too.
Yes.
actually be able to do that, like literally overnight,
Yes.
to change.
Yes, and the parents really had a tough time as well, getting their kids to kind of just get used to it.
Right.
And then we had some funny stories where, the second week itself, we made sure all our activities, like the enhancement programs, were online, from swimming classes to futsal to the dance, and all that is easier, right?
Right.
But futsal, how do you train when the kids are all over the place, right? And so we had parents like, stop bouncing the ball upstairs because they had to do some exercises,
Right.
because everybody was working from home, and the bouncing ball was disturbing them because they were working,
doing the work and stuff like that.
it was
And tell me something, Anne. I mean, women in the education business, I'm sure there's a lot of challenges, a lot of ups and downs, and lots of resistance. And you've been in the education industry now for a long time. What is your take on that, for people who wants to pursue in this business?
Oh, wow. It depends on your purpose, actually. For us, we were very clear. We wanted to change education. So ours was a journey of change. I've spent 30 over years as an educator changing the things that don't make sense, right? And then, lo and behold, many years later, I realized that I found out from one of our business, when I went for business training, that education is the second slowest industry to change.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it's absolutely true. The people that we're actually up against are, we charge forward, right? Okay, this is our story. Charge forward, change education. Then it came a point like 10 years later, change to what? Nobody knew what the future of education looked like, right? And but because we went ahead, we became like known for changing education, and we became like more foremost authority on change, on innovation, and so on. But the reality is we didn't know what it looked like, right? And then we realized, oh my God, when I look forward, and what I saw was this huge dinosaur. The education system itself is a dinosaur because it's old. But then I got this whole group of young people and teachers, old and young, working towards making the change.
Right.
And then beyond that dinosaur, we saw more dinosaurs. Like the traditional teacher training. You have parents who don't want that change because it's different from what they were used to.
Right.
Universities that were resistant to change. We're like, wow. So we've taken on a whole herd of dinosaurs.
So how did you stay so resilient? I can imagine the frustration that you have to deal with.
Yes,
How
it
do
was.
you?
It was really tough.
You really, I mean, literally, it sounds like you're banging your head on the wall for the last 30 years.
Yeah. Because, we are very big on hip hop. We're very big on sports and performance, and when the students are learning, there's so much fun. People cannot fathom that the kids are learning. So the thing that we have been preparing the kids for is for that future, their future, that is changing and constantly changing, and it is uncertain.
Right.
How do you train kids for that, right? So, and that's what we realized, that, my God, we got an education that's addressing those issues. Okay? So then, but because of that change, it also means that, what does it mean, actually to change, right? So we realized that what we've been doing was to focus on what they call the human skills.
Right.
But you don't, human skills is not accurate, it's power skills. It is what's going to make the kids very successful in the future. But right now it's it's undervalued, okay? But that's what we plugged into our system.
Right.
And so the kids, that's why they love learning, because it was human. Then the next thing we realized was education had to be real. It had to be linked to the real world, not even linked. It has to be as in the real world as possible.
And I mean, it's got to be relevant as well, right? Just like businesses during the last 2 years, and you want to pivot, you got to pivot to something that's relevant, for the future. Like, you want to change your business model, what kind of business model you're going to change to, right?
Correct.
Everything talks about that. And when it comes to education, and I think, one of the things that I feel it's really much needed for our kids, our generations of tomorrow, is the resourcefulness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We talk about people skills, you talk about soft skills, what's really missing, I feel, is the fact that the schools or education system isn't teaching the kids enough of how to be resourceful. Yeah, figure out your way, find your way and stuff like that, right? I mean, that's really important. So, yeah, but I also want to talk about a recent achievement that your school had. Now, can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, okay. You see, you know that we've been featured in the Cambridge books, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, that's already so, like, you want a third party to endorse what you do. How much higher in education than we go, then you know that we can go than Cambridge U.
Right.
So we were, yes, very true. Last year, we were in the British Parliament celebrating 300th anniversary. And there were only 2 Malaysian companies in there.
Right.
One was us, and the other was, can I mention company names?
Yeah, sure, of course.
In fact, it's Tham
right.
for plantations. So we were the only school there, right? So we're like, yes. And then, okay, now British Parliament, how much higher? And it was a milestone event, 300 years.
Right.
Then lo and behold, I got a call from the same publishers. And they said, and they invited us to be part of the Queen of England's Platinum Jubilee. Her commemorative book.
Amazing. Yeah, and you have you have an image. I think there is an image for that, isn't it? Ah, yeah, that's wow. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that's a huge achievement for you know, an education institution here from Malaysia.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and we went to UK for the book launch. We were invited for it, and we went for the book launch. But the beauty of it is, one of my teachers, you know, the photo is inside. So when he found out about it, he went around telling everybody about it. The thing was, because somebody said, hey, Stanley, you're going to be seen by the Queen. And we thought about it. Oh, yeah, because these commemorative books are going to be in her palaces. We're like, wow, okay. Wow. Yeah. So for us,
it is congratulations.
Thank
really. You know, I think it's you know, it's these kind of achievements, I feel, especially, you know, women in business, and, you know, whether you're in education or, you know, in automobile, whatever it is these kind of achievement that really drives us forward, isn't it? And I'm sure that's, you know, one of it that drives people like you, Anne, and, you know, forward despite all the frustration and challenges. And, you know, I must really congratulate you, you know, the way that you've pushed the education sector forward with so many schools under your belt. You know, it's amazing to see women like Anne who have done so much contributing to the education industry. So thank you so much, Anne, for sharing your journey.
And if I may, I would really dedicate everything that we have achieved to my teachers, my team, you know, right down to my accounts department. They're all there for that same reason, for the children. And the other one I want to dedicate this to are the parents who believe in what we're doing, and the children who are right alongside with us, you know, because they trusted us. Yeah, this is for you.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much, Anne, for sharing your journey with us. And I'm sure Anne's story will inspire you to pursue your passion. You know, whatever it is, you know, break the walls down, you know, do whatever you need to do, you know, as long as you do what you love, right? So, so, you know, like what Oprah Winfrey said once, you know, she said, step out of the history that's holding you back and step into the new story that you're willing to create, just like Anne. The new stories in the future of education. Yeah. So all the best to all of you out there. Thank you so much for watching. Follow us on Hapa TV Facebook for more empowering stories from some of the most amazing women in Malaysia who have given their all to remind us that women are resilient.